Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're looking to make your work in Excel faster, more accurate, and efficient, then you're in the right place. Today, we are diving into some of the most basic but essential functions and formulas in Excel. Now, these are the building blocks that will help you automate your tasks, summarize large amounts of information, and also help you work smart and work like a professional. Now, if you're new to Excel or you just want to refresh, then this video is for you. Come on, let's go. All right, in today's tutorial, we will cover the most commonly used Excel functions and formulas. But before then, let us define formulas and functions. Formulas are like mathematical operators used to calculate data, like the addition operators, division, subtraction, multiplication operators. Why functions are predefined built-in commands. So what this means that functions are already in Excel. It's already available for us to do our calculations. So they are built-in commands that we can use to, do some calculations and operations. Now, in this video, we are going to cover the sum function, the average, minimum, maximum, and count function. So the data we are going to be using for this tutorial is a class grade score you get. So we are going to be using it for illustration. First up is the sum function. The sum function is used to add up a range of numbers, right? So for instance, you're a class teacher and you have the scores of your students. Just like this one in English, we have English, mathematics, biology, and the total score. So you want to find out the total score of each student in this data set, right? So what you're going to do is that you're going to click on the cell you want the total to, to appear on. So in Excel, before you do any calculation, you first of all introduce the equal sign, right? Yes. So when you introduce the equal sign, you type the sum function. You type sum, right? So like I said before, some functions are predefined built-in commands, right? So you can see that a list of function just popped up here, similar to what we've just typed in, right? So what you're going to do is that you're going to look read the definition of each function to see which one suits what you want to do. The beautiful thing is that Excel also goes ahead to explain what these functions means, right? So this one, it says that it adds all the numbers in a range of cells, right? So we are going to double click because this is the one we want to use. So after double clicking, right, you select the range you want to add, right? So a range is actually a selection of more than two cells, right? So we are going to select this range and this range. That's two cells. We are going to select two cells. After that, we close our bracket. After closing our bracket, you hit enter. So when you hit enter, it brings you the total score of Jane. So as you can see that Jane scored 121 as a total score, right? So let's do the same for Maxwell. Remember, you introduce your equal sign, type in sum, right? Select the sum function, select the range you want to add up, the range you want to add up, close your bracket, close your bracket. That's wrong one. Okay, this is wrong, right? So you're going to select the range you want to work on, close your bracket and hit enter, right? So you cannot just, for efficiency and for you to be fast, you cannot just be, adding up. So there is a more faster way for you to get this done. So you're just going to drag this cell down to where you want to add. So when you drag it, it automatically adds all the total score, right? You see it makes your work fast, right? So that is it for the sum function. For the average function is used to calculate the the medium, or the mean rather, of a group of data. So what you're going to do is that we are going to click on the place we want to calculate, or we want the average to appear. So when you click on that place, you type in your equal sign, type in average. So as you are typing in average, it will pop out a list of functions. So you can go through and select the one you want. So it defines that average returns the average, right? It returns the average, right? So we are going to double click. When you double click, so we want to find out the average score in English. What is the average score in English, right? So when you double click on the average function, you select the range you want to calculate, right? So after selecting, you close your bracket. After that, you hit enter. So we can go ahead and do for mathematics, biology, and the total score. So you're just going to click on the cell and drag down. You see that it automatically calculates the average score of mathematics, biology, including the total score. So the average total score for this particular spreadsheet or data set is 108.273, right? Next on the list is the minimum function. So the minimum function calculates the smallest value in a particular range, right? So we want to find out in this data set, we want to find out the person that scored the list in English, right? Who scored the list in English? So we want to find out the person that scored it. So we are going to introduce our equal sign. Don't forget that. Type in minimum. As you are typing it, it will, show pop up. So we are double clicking on the minimum. It says it returns the smallest number in a set of values, right? So we are going to double click. After double clicking, we are going to select the range we want to find the minimum value, right? After that, you close your bracket and hit enter. So the minimum value in English is what? 4. And who scored 4? You find that Felix scored 4 in English. That's actually poor. Is it 4/10? That should be 4/10 or 4/100. That is very, very poor for Felix. So for you to automate this, you have to drag down. Yeah. So after dragging, you see we have the minimum for mathematics is 12. And who scored 12? Bimbo scored 12 in mathematics. Bimbo is not too good in mathematics. And in biology, the minimum score is 59. That's quite good on the average. And who scored 59. Joy. Joy scored the minimum in biology. Joy is not so doing well in class. I think that's a call for action, right? Yes. So, and the minimum score in the total score, the minimum value in the total score is 87. 87, that's not too bad. Next is the maximum function. The maximum function is used to find out the highest number in a particular set of values, right? So we are going to, as usual, we are going to introduce our equal sign, then type in max. It says it returns the largest number in a set of what? In a set of values. So it is so easy. Excel makes work fast. It makes work more efficient and more accurate, right? So you just double click on it, select the range you want to find the maximum value. When you select the range, you close your bracket and hit enter, right? So the maximum value or the maximum score in English is 10, right? Is 10. And who scored 10? Edwin scored 10. You can see Edwin scored 10, right? Yes. So you can drag to find out the maximum score in mathematics, biology, and the total score. So we find out the maximum score in mathematics is 20, and okay, a lot of people scored 20, right? Felix, Joy, and the rest of them scored 20. The maximum score in biology is 100, and I think 3 students scored 100 in biology. That's impressive. Means that the biology teacher is actually doing justice to the course. The count function. So what the count function does is that it counts the number of cells in a range, right? So you want to know how many numbers, right, are in this cell, are in this range, right? So we are going to introduce our equal sign and type in count, right? So it says that it counts the number of cells in a range that contains number. So if you are counting, you must make sure that you are counting what? Numbers, right? Because it is specified there that it counts the number of cells in a range that contains number. So we are going to double click, right? And we're going to select the range, right? So after selecting the range, we close the bracket and hit enter. When we hit enter, the number it will populate is the total number of students in that class, right? So let's hit enter. Shows that they have 11 students in. There you have it. We have covered the sum, the average, minimum, maximum, and count function. These are powerful functions that can help you whether you're a class teacher, a lecturer, you're handling budget, a finance officer, or you just want to do some basic mathematical calculations. This will save you a lot of time and effort. If you found this tutorial helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, or follow us for more tips. If you need any area you would want me to cover, please kindly indicate in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching.